Shoot that first one. Adrian,
Yo,
what's up? Good morning, man. I hate to interrupt you,
Yo,
but
what's good?
for whatever reason, my co-host Two-Toner Superstar, man, he just thinks that I'm on this Haney protection plan, man. That he's like, oh, when is the Norman Jr. fight gonna happen? Call Bill Haney. And I'm like, bro, negotiations don't happen overnight. Adrian Clark is busy. You got an event in San Antonio. When is that taking place?
August 23rd.
August. Oh, so you are busy. I mean, you are free. Have you gotten any phone calls from Mr. Haney or his representation for Devin Haney?
No.
Are you planning on calling them? Do
Bro,
you
Brian
need the
Norman
phone
Jr.
number?
No, I don't need anything, bro. I appreciate it, but Brian Norman just won his fight. What? Not even 48 hours ago. I go to Atlanta tomorrow, so y'all think that we win fights and then like immediately it's like, oh well, we got to get on what's next. Like, bro, you gotta
according
kid
to Two-Tone.
enjoy. He got a big win, man. It's a huge win, and so it's gonna enjoy it. And we'll all sit down together and go from there. But immediately it's like he won the fight and I got a text message of like, congrats, what's next? Like, damn, he just literally knocked this dude out. Let him enjoy the win. Give us a couple days or a week or so and then we'll go from there. But you know, great win
Tone, you
for
gonna
Brian Norman.
retract that statement, Tone?
Yeah,
You gonna
Mr.
retract
Clark,
that statement?
Mr. Clark, we as the boxing community, we as the people on the streets, we need Dev Dollars, Devin the Dream Haney, Debo versus Brian Left Hook from Hell. The storm is coming, Norman. We need that squabble. We need that squabble. But
Give him
on
a
the
minute.
wait, on the business end, I do like, as my man Toledo Tree say, build your fighter. I would love a Blair to Flair Cobb fight in Atlanta. In Atlanta. I will
Yeah,
come
it
down.
needs to
Yo,
go.
so he comes
Yeah.
on here and he's calling Haney a protection plan, but you ready to build Brian Norman Jr. I love it. But go ahead and answer, Adrian. I'm sorry.
I mean, we're building him now, man. He just fought. Um, I think Sasaki was game. I don't think skill wise he was on the level of B, but I think it was nerves in the first round, even though he got hit with some hard shots. I think it was just nerves. And Sasaki kind of found his footing, but I think we saw early that he just didn't have anything for B. But I appreciate the heart that he put up. But I don't think Gustavo would even approve. What is Blair? His last couple fights, has he even earned a title shot? I don't think we can just skip over people that are ranked
Right.
like number one or number three, and then just be like, okay, well, let's put in this guy who's not even ranked in the WBO and give him a
Pacquiao
title
did.
shot. I don't think. And there's no disrespect to Blair Cobbs. I think he's an exceptional fighter, but I don't think he'll just be catapulted to a title fight like that. Again, man, it's one of those things, and I'm not just saying it, it's like politically correct to say, but I got to sit down with Brian first, sit down with Jolene, and then sit down with Brian Norman Sr. To see what's next. And then, of course, we promoted by Top Rank, so Carl Moretti and Brad Goodman. I want to give a shout out, man. Brad Goodman, Carl Moretti, and Bruce Trampler. It's like, and I talked about it a little bit on Twitter or X, whatever it's called. Like the matchmaking, like Brian, we signed Brian when he was 21, 22 and 0 with Top Rank, and he had to kind of go through this development quickly because it's like, bro, we're not going to cakewalk you for 10 to 15 fights and you already got 20, 21, 22 fights. You're going to have to show and prove. And before the Santillan fight, he had four really tough fights for a guy that was 21, 22 years old, just signing on. And he looked up and down in those fights. And then the Boca Chica fight, he got knocked down. I was really proud of him getting up, even though it was a no contest, getting up and then winning those next two rounds. But Brian had to really develop quickly. But shout out to the top ranked team of how they developed him the right way quickly to put him in this position to where I think he looks a lot different than what he did 4 or 5 fights ago. But no, I don't think Blair Cobbs is going to work for the next fight. I would imagine the looking at the winner of Pacquiao and Barrios, of course, Devin Haney's in the mix of that. So yeah, it's we got to talk to the guys first and then go from there.
I mean, I'm sure your relationship with Gustavo, mine's as well. We can get Devin Haney, former WBO champ, former undisputed champ, approved to supersede any of those number ones or twos that are there. Alexis Rocha hasn't even won a belt. Yeah, it's a bigger money fight, bigger sanctioning fee cut. It's just a bigger money fight. It's a potential Turkey Al-Sheikh fight. Scale to 1 to 10, how interested are you in well, I guess negotiations 101, you wouldn't even say that. I get you. I answer my own question. I mean, would you? Would you? Scale to 1 to 10, how interested are you in the Devin Haney fight next?
I mean, of course, like whatever makes sense. I mean, if it makes sense and it's available, then it's there. But you know, Brian wants. I'm pretty sure he wants another belt. And like, like if some, I don't think Pacquiao is going to beat Barrios. Love Manny. I think everybody loves Manny, but I think Barrios wins that fight. But by some strange stroke of luck, if Pacquiao beats Barrios, then we would really hope that unification bout with Manny Pacquiao. That'll be the
Easy
full.
money.
That'll be the full focus of our entire regime, man. But you know, again, interested in fighting Devin Haney, interested in fighting any of the top guys that are in the welterweight division. But you know, it's a business, man. So you got to make sure the
So
business move is made.
I just want to make this clear. It sounds like he's definitely taking a vacation. And in terms of management, y'all waiting to see the outcome of Pacquiao-Barrios before you even get into negotiations.
Yeah, of course you will want to see who wins that fight. Like, while waiting
Damn, man,
again.
why you? No, you stringing us along, man. What if
I'm not
Turkey sent an
stringing no.
offer? But what if Turkey
Not,
sent an
I'm
offer for
not. I'm
Devin?
not. I'm not stringing anybody along. Brian Norman is the welterweight champion of the world, not Devin Haney. So it's like it's business at the end of the
Yeah,
day.
but
Yes,
that's a
but
big
yes.
ass
Let
fight.
me
No, it's not a
let me finish.
Pacquiao, but
Let
that's
me
a big
finish.
ass fight.
It's a big ass fight, but it's not Pacquiao. So look at what you just said. It's not Pacquiao. So it's not the point of keeping anyone waiting or whatever. But this is business, man. So I I'll say this, and I'll try to say this respectfully as possible. Um, I don't work for fans, and it's no diss to the community, it's no diss to y'all.
Right.
I don't work for fans, so I'm not bothered, pressed, or anything when the fans are like, "Oh man, y'all messed this up, or y'all not giving us what we want, or we." That shit don't mean nothing to me. I think it may mean something to the fighters, maybe, but for me, from the representative side, I could respectfully give a damn what y'all want. Got to do what's best for my client. Now, if y'all start paying me, if y'all can put together some type of plan where I can get money for every single fan that's on this joint, and then y'all pay me to go get y'all what y'all want, I'm open to that
Right.
as an entrepreneur. But I get hired by the fighters, man. I got to do what's best for them.
Yo,
Mr. Clark.
congratulations on the win, right? Congratulations on
Appreciate
the win. But what impressed me more than the knockout in Brian Norman was the speech he gave after the fight. The way that he gave his opponent credit, and he didn't diminish him. He said he was a strong fighter. Maybe one day he's gonna go on to be a world champion. And I really thought that he was a class act for that. He took his shot at the end, but in combat, just let him know, man, that was a really classy thing to do for him, man. And I would like to see fighters like him, like, give credit to their opponents like that.
I appreciate that, man. No, Brian, to be so young, man, he's definitely an old soul, but very, very mature. But he's understanding how the business works now. But I appreciate you for saying that.
Rico.
Hey, Adrian
Um,
Clark, man. Oh, it's my bad.
It's
Tony, you
good.
want to go?
No,
No,
no, carry
no.
on, bro. I'll go after you.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to ask, brother, like, how come drug testing wasn't in this fight, man?
Well, it
Like, I
happened.
feel
It
like
happened.
going
I'm
on the
sorry.
road.
No, it did happen. They
Oh,
weren't.
did it?
Yeah, but it was day before. Norman Senior
Oh,
texted
okay.
me after. He was like, "Yo, they said it wasn't gonna be drug testing. They here testing us."
Yeah,
So there was.
my bad. My bad.
Yeah, definitely got test.
Congratulations to Norman and you, the whole team.
Thank you.
A really good win. You had said there that, no disrespect to the fans, but we're going to move him in the best way that we think will be the best for his career. My question is that not a little bit counterproductive in terms of the fans? They obviously pay to see Norman, and the fights that the fans want are usually the most lucrative. Do you think it's a counterproductive approach in what you just said there regarding the fans?
No, not at all. I mean, my 15th year in this, man, and I can't think of one time to where it's like um, a decision that was made or a fight that was made or whatever that someone came up to me. It's like, oh man, like we'll never support you or your fighter again based off the decision you made. At the end of the day, people want to be entertained, and yeah, if you don't think about boxing going backwards, like how many times have the fight or the fans like demanded a fight and then just got exactly like what they wanted, when they wanted, how they wanted it, man. It doesn't go that way. So like they hear
Since
you.
Turkey came in.
The promoters and the matchmakers hear you guys, man, but at the end of the day, it's business on our end. It's not business on the fans' end. Like you guys are not financially bonded in this. So again, we hear and we see the demands for certain fights, but the promoters have a plan that's aligned with management or for what the fighters like want to do or what's best for them, and we go in that direction. Now, if it's like going backwards, I want to answer the question like directly. Like fans wanted the Jerron Ennis fight with Brian Norman a couple of fights ago, and that's a fight that we were looking to get made, but the money didn't line up. The deal we agreed to, okay, we understand. We're unifying this at 147. We have to come to Philadelphia because that's where you guys have been promoting him at. He's bigger than us, pause at that time. So that's what we were looking to do. Just the money didn't line up. So it's like you guys as the fans didn't get what you wanted because business got in the way. We were looking to line it. It's just the business of it got in the way. So moving forward, we're looking to fight anybody from the Devin Haneys to the Pacquiaos to the Barrios, whoever's going to get a belt that Jerron is going to vacate. But we're not going to just be like, okay, our entire game plan is going to be based off of Twitter. We're going to look on Twitter. We're going to see what fans are demanding which fighter the most, and then go that direction. That's not how we do business.
Just
Yeah,
one
man.
more question for myself.
Go ahead, Rico.
Sorry, my brother. Just one more. Do you believe that it will be easier to make the Barrios fight or what have you, considering the rumors that PBC may perhaps go to ESPN, and there seems to be some coalition happening there? Is that why, from what it sounds like, from what you've said, that seems to be where you're steering him to, the winner of that particular fight?
In this business, bro, I don't really go off of rumors too much, man. I don't really go off
Big
of
up,
rumors
man.
too much. So, like I saw that, but man, trust me, I know y'all hear things, but until I hear it from one of like my trusted sources, which is a very small group of people, no, I'm not playing it off of that. Just what makes sense, and I know Brian is interested in unifying or becoming undisputed in the division, so. It's not the point of we're ignoring Devin Haney. He's a great fighter and he has a name that sells. So we're not ignoring that. However, he has a name, but he doesn't have a belt. Like so, looking at Barrios and Pacquiao, and then Pacquiao sells better than anybody. So if Pacquiao beats Barrios, then yeah, we will salivate over that.
And just my final question. Thank you so much. It's really been great. How, because obviously everybody's talking about Brian, that knockout, sensational, foreign soil, what have you. What is your plan as the management team and somebody, you as somebody that cares about Brian? What are you guys doing to capitalize on the momentum that knockout has given him? I know
Uh,
he's
you
obviously
know,
resting and what have you, but in terms of you, the team, how do you plan to capitalize on it?
he's now becoming a name in Atlanta and, lighting a fire in Atlanta, even though he went across the world essentially to beat someone. Now he's more of an even recognizable name at home. I would think hopefully before this year is over with, that we can bring him back to Atlanta. So things like him throwing out the first pitch at the Braves game, a few endorsement deals that we have on the table that we hope to announce in the next couple of weeks when deals get done. Man, just continue to push the Brian Norman name and narrative. But I think a homecoming fight would be good for him, even though he's on fire in other people's backyards. So I'm like, shit, we might as well just keep sending him on a world
Stay in
tour, man.
Japan.
Let's have him go on a world tour and just go to people's backyards, and which is not a bad, it's not a bad plan. But
Which other
um,
country has interest in him?
I got a WhatsApp message from from someone in Africa. My man Will Tomlinson in Australia. Say it again. I'm sorry.
Usman? Is that Usman? What's that nigga name? Usman?
So Usman? Nah, y'all wouldn't do that
No,
fight.
no, no. We just gotta. Somebody reached out. Just as like my man in Australia, Will Tomlinson. He just reached out and
Echo
said, "Hey man,
Esserman.
yeah, don't
Oh,
forget about us in in Australia, man. We'd love to bring him down here." So, you know, it's a world champion.
Who
I like
reached
the
out in
idea of
Australia?
taking.
I'm sorry, Mr. Clark.
Will Tomlinson. He's a former fighter. Actually used to represent him. He fought Belmontes years ago. He was a world champion over in Australia, but good dude, has a really good promotional company over there called Wild Fighter. But I like the idea of having him as a name that fights all over the world, not just in the States, but taking them all over. But Atlanta deserves to celebrate their champion, and hopefully we can bring him back there. But making Brian Norman a household name and building him up and continuously building him up, that's a good direction.
Mr. Clark.
Congratulations, and I wish you guys nothing but the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Mr. Clark, they got Rolly Romero. He has just been elevated to WBA champ. So Pacquiao-Barrios is on that side of the PBC street. Wouldn't Rolly get first dibs at Pacquiao-Barrios over Brian Norman?
I wouldn't say that, but I mean, who knows? I don't know. Pacquiao has my man Sean Gibbons representing him, so Sean understands the business. So Sean, if Pacquiao can work his magic and take out Barrios, who knows what direction? That's a conversation that Jolene and myself will have with Sean Gibbons. But even with Barrios' team, Barrios takes out Pacquiao. It's just conversations that we don't have on social media. If we're going to reach out to someone, then we'll reach out to them directly. I'm not having conversations with another manager on Twitter to try to get a deal done, and neither is Jolene. So we have contacts with the individuals that represent those people. So it's a conversation that we'll look to get done. But again, for right now, man, just coming off of the win, and I haven't even sat with him yet. I fly out tomorrow to Atlanta. We have to talk about some things and go from there. But all those fights are possibilities.
Yeah, all right, man. I could read between the lines. I see what's going on. You got a good relationship with Sean Gibbons. I know for a fact you already talked to Sean before, and they told y'all could not consider Norman because the Pacquiao fight was eventually going to happen, which it did. So it sounds like you prefer the winner of that fight. I mean, not really the winner. You're hoping Pacquiao wins because your relationship's stronger with Gibbons.
Manny fighting Manny Pacquiao. Now, if you ask Brian Norman right now, like you can line the names up, like Brian Norman would love to. Did Pacquiao ever retire? Is he coming out
Of
of
course,
retirement?
he
Did he?
retired for 4
Okay,
straight years.
He
so I'm
lost an
pretty sure.
He's
election.
46 years old.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Brian Norman would love to have the name Manny Pacquiao. His head
He
on his
wouldn't be. You
mantle.
don't think he would?
He would
I
love to have
mean,
that.
I don't know. I think Norman punches so hard he might be afraid to fight Pacquiao. He don't want
Afraid
to
to
hurt
fight him
that
for
old
what?
man because he don't want to hurt him.
I
No,
agree.
yes, he does
That's
want
the
to hurt
Okay,
business.
him,
okay.
You don't believe that, do
and the
you?
check that he would get for fighting Manny Pacquiao would ease
In the
whatever
Philippines.
discomfort. That's fine. Whatever discomfort that Brian Norman may have for knocking Manny Pacquiao out, the check that he would get for that fight, it would make him forget about what he did to one of the goats. But
Okay, so
um,
based off this conversation, a fighter needs at least 30 days after fight. So you're giving Pacquiao also 30, or you and Gibbons relationship?
you're making you're making up a number. You said
No,
like
no, no. I'm
30
just trying to
days.
figure out how long before Norman news is out there. So like Norman's on vacation, plus we're waiting till the July fight, right? When Pacquiao fights, guys, help me.
July
Yeah,
19th.
July
July
19th.
19th.
We're waiting for July 19th. Now Pacquiao has to vacation, and he's not going straight into negotiation based off of what you're saying, unless you're saying I got that relationship with Gibbons where we can definitely get the talking. Or are we now talking like you ain't even talking to Gibbons till August?
Let's be clear. If Manny Pacquiao
Damn, let
wins,
that man answer because we need to know this timeline.
Bro, Floyd
We're
Mayweather.
be doing Brian Norman shows talking about who's next for Brian Norman,
Man,
and we ain't gonna know till
I
September.
agree with Mez.
yes,
Probably. Yeah.
Floyd Mayweather getting that fight if Pacquiao win, bro.
Well,
What?
you need to convince
Damn.
Mr. Clark about that. What do you think, Adrian? Do you think Floyd comes out of retirement and fights Pacquiao if Pacquiao wins?
I mean,
That's
y'all talk about the fans and the community. Y'all want to see that?
the
Not
biggest
me.
fight in boxing.
Hell nah. I don't want to see that. Two old men fighting, bro.
Not even a
Get the hell out
little.
of
Like,
here.
I
that
promise
is
you.
way
I
behaving.
promise you.
Whoa.
Old man,
I'd rather
bro.
Brian Norman Jr. knock Manny Pacquiao's head smooth the fuck off his shoulders in the
Yeah, retire him,
Philippines
bro.
He could
Retire
bus
him.
bust
than
right
Whoa.
now.
Pacquiao
Over there.
and Mayweather
Whoa.
boring ass fight again. No.
Yeah. The
No,
first one was way too late.
hold on. You hardcore niggas, y'all niggas gonna be there regardless. Y'all like
Hell
domestic
nah.
violence victims.
I'm
You
gonna-
niggas keep
I'm gonna
y'all
sleep. I'm gonna sleep.
Nah.
I'm gonna do something else. Maybe Monopoly.
no.
Try not to talk over each other.
The casual fan, Floyd Money Mayweather is still a guy in this sport. That's the Manny Pacquiao at 47. He's everybody's cash cow today. Stop the cat. You hardcore niggas gonna be there anyway. The casuals, if they see Floyd Mayweather, they going to buy it. Come on, man. Stop, bro.
I hear you. I hear
don't
you.
think
But he
so,
asked me,
man.
is
I
that
don't
something
think
I
so.
want? But I'm not letting you off the hook, man. You didn't answer. Like July, right after the 19th, you could talk to Gibbons, or you giving him a month?
You would know. I'll hit you up before anybody else to let you know. Hey, man, like yo, this is what's going on. Like just to keep you in the loop.
All right, can you
But
at least tell us what direction you believe the promotional company wants to go? Because you thinking Pacquiao and your relationship is with Gibbons. What is Top Rank, Bruce Trampler, Brad Goodman thinking?
man, those guys build stars, bro. And I don't care what anyone thinks about the promotional company. Their track record going backwards longer than probably any of us have been alive indicates that they build stars. And with Bob and the guys going over to see Brian in action, like Brian is like the total package, man. He has it inside and outside the ring. So they're going to look to build a star. So whatever's going to keep that star shooting higher and higher and brighter, then that's what Top Rank is going to do. But they've mastered the art of promoting. So they want to build another star, and they have that in Brian Norman Jr. I think no one will dispute that at that point. Well, some people probably will, but most people would agree that kid's a rising star.
Go ahead, Rico. I see you trying to get in.
Thank you, Nancy. I'm learning. What fight do you think? Because you've just said words like trying to build a huge star, obviously within Top Rank, which some people, not me, would say that they might be lacking in. What fight for you would be that star building fight? Because he's already king of Japan. So what's the next?
I mean, you would. I think with any fighter, you would love to have like a Hall of Famer on your resume. I get it. Pacquiao's older, you know what I'm saying, and we don't know how he's going to look in July, but a name like that would really take you to another plateau in regards to being a star in the sport of boxing. But also, with that being said, like beating a guy like Devin Haney, who's a big name, and I love Devin's resume. I feel like between Barrios and Devin, like they have two of the best resumes in the sport of boxing because they fought like everybody essentially. So, you know. Those names and even Barrios, Barrios, Pacquiao, Devin, like beating guys like that helps take you to another level. So even with those three names, you have some options to pick from that can take you to the superstar level. But Brian is still building, man. People we still get flack about the whole Jerron Ennis thing, which I hope is kind of put to bed now that he's moved up. I know the chatters will always still be there. But hopefully we can kind of put that to bed since he's moved up, and now we can see what's on the horizon. But you need a name like a Devin Haney or a Manny Pacquiao or a Barrios to really solidify you being a superstar.
Just my last question. You just said that he's still building. He is a world champion. How much more building and what aspect of building do you mean in terms of his popularity and outreach, in the world, that type of thing?
Bro, even inside the ring, like I believe, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, like Brian is getting better with each fight. One thing that I admired about this fight was just his poise. Seeing that you had a guy hurt in the first round and probably could have rushed to get him out of there in the first round. He kept his poise and composure, man, and just still kind of just went to work, just taking certain things away from him. And then when it was there clearly, to get him out of there. But Brian is he's 24 years old. He's still learning inside the ring and developing inside the ring. So, um, and outside the ring, of course, he's not a household name. I don't know. You guys talk about casuals and hardcore fans or whatever. After this win, I think that he's on the same level as and I'm gonna get flack for this, but when someone says Devin Haney name a couple fights ago, you can say Devin Haney, you can say Brian Norman Jr., and people probably wouldn't identify with Brian Norman Jr. over Devin Haney. But now, since this knockout win in international waters, like everyone
I
now
wouldn't go
from
that far.
you wouldn't go that far. That's cool, respect it. But
Respectfully.
no, it's all good. I don't take offense. I don't take offense to that. But I feel like that's where he's at. But we'll get another fight before this year's over with. Who that'll be? Right now, we don't know. And I think that'll fully take his name to a next level going into 26. But we're still building. He may be world champion, but we're still building.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Do you guys also like? I know you're still building. You want to get big fights, but the mandatory is going to get called eventually. Do you think that would be a step? Be like, go take our mandatory out and then go focus on unifying.
Yeah, but I don't even know who the manager. Like, I don't know who the mandatory would be. I think I heard an interview about. I think Gustavo was talking to Ness maybe or someone. Because I think right now the number one is
Alexis
Rocha, I
Roach is
think.
number one. Jin
Roach.
Sasaki was
Roach is
number two.
yeah. Like I don't. Who did Rocha had a draw his last fight? If I'm not wrong, right? I think he had a draw. I don't think they're gonna give us a mandatory against a guy that just had a draw
And
his
then
his
that
last
other
fight.
dude, I don't even know who this other dude is. Who the fuck is David Papot?
Yeah, somebody.
Frenchman.
He's from France. Yeah,
Might
he's
be your
he's a
next
Frenchman.
mandatory.
Never heard of him. But
Never
Karen
heard of him
Maybe
either.
Chukadazian, don't take that fight. Don't take that fight because the comparisons.
That's
I'm just saying.
wild.
Listen. I
He's moving
told
mad.
Devin Haney and Bill Haney, don't take that fucking Gamboa fight. They took it. The comparisons is there, bruh. Don't even do it. That's an awkward style, man. Fuck. If they mandate him, that's a problem.
A problem
Yeah, we
for
tired of that nigga being
What you mean a
mandated,
problem
man.
for? Get out of here, Adrian. That man could box, man. And that mean now Brian, who's a little bit like I'm no senior about to send me the link. But listen, he flat-footed. Like he here, so you can't be here. What you gotta be cutting the dude. Karen moving, man. We gonna have to see another tool in the Norman basket. And yeah, that's cool. That's cool if you got it. You don't want. I don't know. That's a
Hey,
tough.
Senior said
It's
he's
that Rocky
I'm fired
scene.
up.
We don't need that style. He's all bad for you. Like, why we need that? We need more Sasaki's, more Cuevases, dudes that want to be right there and bang, more Pacquiao's. You know what I'm saying? Why we need a dude that's going to stir around the? I don't know.
hey man, we
you want
just talk,
that?
we just talking mandatories, bro. We just talking mandatories, but
I mean, he's a
yeah.
tough fight. I like it. I ain't gonna front. I like it because if you destroy him, if you do what Norman do, then it's like, wow, people really gonna crave that Boots fight. But it's not there. He moved up. They're gonna ask Norman to move up when he's made it clear he could stay there at welterweight forever.
I got a question about that. Are we off that? Can we stop talking about the whole Boots thing now? Boots and
I
Norman.
don't
Can
think
we?
it's
Are we?
over yet. People like when I came on, I was trying to stick to Canelo, but Tone brought up that situation, and I would say it's still all over Twitter. Like people are still talking about it. I mean, Stephen Fulton just talked about it. He's trying to defend Boots, so that's gonna make the Norman
Man,
fans
Philly,
defend
Philly,
Norman.
of course, yeah. Philly's gonna look out for
You
Philly.
Spoke
That's
about
know,
it
what
last
they
night,
they
to
do.
be fair.
yeah, no, it's a huge with Norman doing what he's done. it just made it more of an interesting fight for us fight fans. So now the fact that we can't get it, that's how everybody is. Whatever you can't get is what you really want.
And how did y'all, I know I'm not the one that's interviewing, but how did y'all take him announcing, or the day before Brian fought, that he was moving up? Y'all didn't think anything of it, or was it,
Well, you know
what
me,
was it for
man. I've
you?
been doing this so long that I definitely don't think anything of it because, the dude's has 34 fights at welterweight. 34. Like, check him. 34. It's just too many. It's time. He's 27. Think about all the 27-year-olds active right now. I bet you over 50% are 3 division champs. Shakur, Devin, Tio. Just think of anyone 20. Danny Garcia at 27 was a 2 division champ. Like, the body, you can't. He been there too long. I cannot blame Boots. I cannot blame him. Now, can he do with Jamal Charlo? I don't give him an excuse because I've, again, been doing it so long. Jamal Charlo, he wasn't trying to have that Julian Williams talking shit to him. He told the world, I can't make weight. I'm moving up. Julian Williams from Philadelphia, like Boots, started talking that shit to Charlo, literally calling him a duck. Charlo said, I'm going to make the weight for your ass. Made it and beat him. So it's on Norman and his father to keep pushing Boots because it's in their best interest. It's in their best interest. I talk real boxing, like, get that man back down here to struggle to make that weight. Knock his ass out. He the one going to struggle. You got that advantage at least mentally. He could come down, make that weight with no problem. Hire the best nutritionist. He never had, the company, but I ain't giving out free advertisement. There's a company out here that people use that he ain't even hire. He ain't even hire. Look, didn't another Eddie Hearn fighter, Raymond Savage Force, say, I can't make the weight? Eddie said, man, get this nutritionist so I can make my 20% with Turkey Al-Sheikh and you get the biggest payday of your life. Fight Nick Ball, man. Do the same with fucking Boots. Get him the best. Get him the best. But again, Boots brings the money, unfortunately. So he's not about to sacrifice to go back down for y'all unless you present a big offer, which, is Top Rank willing to do that? Do you guys believe that's a pay-per-view fight to justify a big offer? It sounds like it's a Turkey Al-Sheikh fight at this point.
Word. Has Turkey reached out to you guys for like a ring ambassador or anything like that?
Yeah, no sponsorship. Is that the sponsorship you talking about? You about to announce?
You can tell us. We won't tell anybody.
Is that the endorsement you talking about?
The
You about
show's not
them
live.
endorsement deals you said? Did Turkey send that ambassadorship through?
Mm-hmm.
No,
Damn, that's
we've
crazy.
had no.
That's
we've had no
crazy.
That's a lie.
How many knockouts you got to get before you get a Turkey call?
He's got the deal. I can see it in his face.
I'm not sure. No, man, I don't. I think the
Damn.
closest we've gotten to Riyadh season was when we Anthony Joshua versus Otto Wallen, and we represent Otto Wallen. So, but even with that, Jolene going to Saudi, I don't know those guys. I think Spencer Brown was Jolene's contact. She's close with him,
Okay.
but we don't no offer or nothing from that side.
Well, hopefully he gets one, man. That'll put him. We
And
need him in the mix with
Yep.
the big boys. The big
Yeah,
I got a
names.
also-
two-part.
Go ahead,
I got a
guys.
two-part champ. So first question, you had asked us what we think about Boots moving up to 154. What do you think about it? And I feel like you were insinuating that, the man might be a little bit scared of Norman.
No,
What do you
no,
actually think about it?
no.
Scared.
No,
How'd you
no
get
fighter.
that?
No, yeah, no fighter is scared of any other fighter. I think we, the fans, kind of create that narrative on the social media channels, but these guys fight. So I think Jordan Ennis is an exceptional talent. Think he was great at 47. Think he's going to be great at 54. Some of the tactics that were used, it's funny to me. That's why I brought it up. Brought it up to be funny because it's like, all right, your promoter talks about made an offer, and for the life of me, I love the days when business was done between the people that do it, and I talk to the person I'm negotiating with rather than the person I'm negotiating with going to social media and then just telling
You
everybody.
hate Twitter, innit?
"Oh, like, say it again."
You hate Twitter, innit? Like, you don't seem like a fan to me.
No, I'm a fan, but I'm not the whole social media thing and getting people that really don't know about the business involved in the business. I think it's a great tactic from Hearn's standpoint. I think that's why he's one of the best promoters in the sport. He knows how to spin a narrative, and honestly, he has a big platform, so people follow what he says. But it's comical to me how it's like, oh, we made Brian Norman another offer. They said they didn't want to talk until after the fight, and then not even a couple weeks later, it's like your guy's saying he's moving up to another weight. It's
Am
like,
I right to ask you about that? Because there was apparently word on the street, as it were. You guys had had 3 or 4 offers, some going as high as 2 million.
yeah.
And from
So
what
answer that question, like he did. I think his lawyer reached out to top ranked lawyers and said that, um, let's do something now, but you guys have to sign a contract right now for this amount. So you're eliminating the negotiation standpoint. It's like, okay, well, you got to just
So
take
take it or
this.
leave it offer.
isn't
Yeah.
that illegal?
Essentially, but from our standpoint, and now look at that. Think about it. If negotiations were still open,
Hmm.
and Brian does what he just did against Jen Sasaki, it's like from our standpoint to negotiate, it's like the leverage is there based off of what he just did. It heightens everything. So we're not just stopping at that number, and it's like that's that. So I thought it was comical, but as I told Jolene, I'm like, I hope we can kind of put it to bed for now, in regards to them fighting, and kind of shift focus elsewhere. But I asked you guys that just to be
So
funny, because the whole thing has been fun with them.
So Adrian, I guess based off this conversation, I know the answer, but I still want to hear your thoughts on this idea process, right? Uh, I mean, you basically said fuck the fans. You were on your Leonard Ellerby, but
Yeah,
we
I
the
heard that.
fans feel always like we're not getting what we want. We believe that a part of that process of elimination could be live negotiations. Now, you made it clear fans don't need to be in your business, but it's like we are the ones now left to debate about Norman and Boots. If y'all had live negotiations, 3 hour live stream, if that's what it takes, both parties, how difficult would that be, and how, I guess, detrimental to your business as a manager would that be if you had to do like a presidential debate, set it up exactly like that? Nestor Gibbs is the host. We got Norman, like a fucking press conference. Adrian Clark, Norman Jr. and Senior, Boots, Eddie, whoever the fuck his manager is, and we start off like, Adrian, what are you looking for? Well, we want X amount of dollars. And then Eddie is going to be like, well, we want home court advantage. I mean, is that an issue? Is that
I
like
mean, not a, that
unrealistic?
that's it's not actually. I think that's very very creative, extremely creative. Actually, it wouldn't be an issue on my part. However, it's like anything else. I think a lot of managers out there, especially older guys, it's like, bro, I'm not. Again, I don't work for fans, so it's like, why the fuck am I going to get on camera to appease these people who are not going to factor into the bottom line of whatever it is that I negotiate for
But
my clients? So yeah,
but
older
how
guys,
don't we
older.
factor in if we're the paying dollar? How don't we factor in if we're the view? I'm paying the subscription to ESPN, or I'm paying for the Norman fucking Boots pay-per-view. How am I not a factor?
I mean,
And, and, and then and then compare it to this though.
respectfully,
Don't we get live
respectfully.
drafts and all that shit in other sports? Like how
Yeah,
different is this?
but respectfully, like, yeah, you're one of probably the few that actually buy the fight. And there's a lot of people out there that do buy the fights, but there's even more people that illegally stream the fights and don't give a fuck if the fighters die in the ring, get hurt, or fight again, or make another dollar from the sport. Like, so I get what you're saying, and the fans that do respect the fighters and respect the sport, respect to them. But just as we have so many of those people, we got people on the other side, bro, that don't give a damn what happens with the fighters. And if they never fight or make another dollar from the sport, they could fucking care less. They're talking about who's next. So it's like the kind of split in between, bro. It's like I get what you're saying, but at the same time, so many people just don't really give a fuck about the fighters. And we see that every day. If you scroll through X, it's like it goes further than just talking about the fighter's performance in the ring, whether he won or lost. Dudes get personal. You talking about his baby mama, you talking about his mama, his daddy, you talking about him, calling him a bitch, his daddy's a bitch, everybody's it's like, bro, sometimes people just go too far. So I would have no problem getting up there and debating with another manager or a promoter getting a deal done, but the way that I would prefer it is the way that it's always been. We're getting on the phone or we're talking in person about getting the deal done, and then we're keeping the details of it between the fighter and the camps. We're not talking dollar amounts to fans. And there's no disrespect to the fans, but bro, we're matter of
Well,
fact,
that was
I
one
never
idea. We said you guys would have an issue with that, so we don't undisclose. We don't need to know the money. It's everything else that fucks up the fight. Oh, the fighter wanted to walk out first. This fighter wanted his name announced first. This fighter wanted these gloves. This fighter wanted a, I don't know. You guys be having weird fucking terms, right? So it's like we don't need to know the money, but let us know who fucking it up. And don't you think it would help build the fight?
yeah, but the thing though, the fighters are not fucking it up. Like that's the thing, and I've said this before on your show, bro. If things don't happen, if fights don't get done, it's between the promoter and the manager. We're the ones that fuck shit up. So for y'all not seeing what
Well,
y'all
that's
want to
what we
see,
want to know. That's what we
yeah,
want to
yeah.
know. Who's
But that's the
shitting
thing.
his
But
head? How this fight didn't happen? Because right now we feel like, damn, this is one of the biggest fights, and now it's gone. We gotta wait for Norman to want to move up when he said he don't need to move up. He feel like he could stay there forever.
And that's the thing. And again, I said it before on your show. I say it again now. It's like, bro, y'all problem was between Matchroom and Fighters First and Top Rank. Like, we didn't get the deal done. I'm pretty sure if you got fucking Jerron Ennis and Brian Norman in a room together, they would figure out how to get a deal done to fight each other. It would be simple for them as fighters. But there's representatives and people involved, man, that have different inputs that could possibly fuck things up. So it has nothing to do with the fighters. Well, it has very little to do with the fighters because they want to fight. They just want to get compensated for their pay. It's the people behind the scenes that essentially fuck things up in regards to you guys not getting what y'all want. I chuckle every time I hear that and say that. The fans getting what y'all want.
Do you feel then, by saying what you've just said, that you and your side and whichever other side that you're negotiating with, do you feel that you haven't done the best job for your client?
Oh, we've done the best job for Brian Norman Jr. I'm not saying that because I'm defensive. Um, we're talking about Brian Norman Jr. now. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, you probably didn't know who Brian Norman Jr. was, nor was he on your radar to be world champion or even known in the 147 division. And this is me asking you a question back. Did you know who Brian Norman Jr. was 3 years ago?
Genuinely, no.
Had no
But
clue who he was.
I'm
And
happy.
this,
I did, but he's from the
I, I,
UK.
I, I'm
okay,
from a little island called England over here.
but you're but
But
you're but you're a but you're a boxing fan though, right? You know about other
absolutely.
American fighters, yeah. So it's like didn't know who he was, and even excluding
But
the
that, but
UK,
that, but that,
a lot of American fighters, a lot of American viewers did not know who Brian Norman Jr. was. So one negotiation that I would be willing to argue that the promoter kind of shit the bed on in regards to making it happen. Like, no, that has
from
nothing to do
Eddie's
with
side,
fight. Excuse me.
from Eddie's side.
Of course, yeah. $300,000. If $300,000 was your deciding factor of like, no, 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 we're not going to make this fight happen. As much money as probably he has personally, and then the promotional company has, that ain't shit in boxing to
But
make a fight happen. So no, I believe Fighters First Management has done a great job of moving the career of Brian Norman Jr. and we're going to continue to do the same as long as he allows us to.
Last
but
one, because we got to wrap
sure,
it
no,
up.
sorry.
Ryan, you good? You haven't said much.
Yeah. I just like to answer your question. The fight for me that like really put Norman on the map was the Quentin Randall fight because I knew Quentin Randall was a good opponent, very tested. So
Yep.
I was like, hey, if Norman can get by him, he might be the goods. And to ask you, man, like, how did you feel when they gave Stanionis the essentially 300K for that fight?
I wanted to. I don't know Jerron Ennis, but I wanted to ask because I heard in his post fight press conference that he
Gave
gave up money.
Stanionis the money. Yep. I heard that.
And Ness made a good point. When I talked to him about it, he was saying, he's saying that because he learned his lesson with you guys, and I'm like, I don't believe that. Like, I respect that answer. I think it was a very good response from Ness, but I'm like, I'm not trying to hear that shit. If you did it, if you gave up money for Stanionis, if that was your thing about, no, we want to make sure he's happy. Let's give him whatever money that Jerron gave him. Then it's like you didn't think. But that wasn't a conversation for Brian Norman Jr. It's like, oh, well, he wants $300,000 extra to get $2 million. That wasn't a conversation of, well, how about you? Because it's not a strange thing. It happens at the lower level. If you're making $1,500 for a fight, but then your opponent like don't want to face like, yo, bro, like give him extra 500 like off of my purse just to have him sign for the fight. Something that happened. So I always wanted to reach out to or have someone like, bro, like ask him why did he offered the money. How much did he offer him? And that wasn't on the table last time around. And from my standpoint, from a negotiation tactic, I'm like, shit, I want some of his money too. Like if he's so freely to put up his money, your promoter is a multi-million-dollar promoter. Himself, his family is rich. And then the Matchroom brand is extremely rich. And the zone is behind them. You still put up your bread to make some shit. I want some of that too. So bring him to the negotiation table so I can take some of his money also, since he's so free to give it up. But I wish him the best going up to 154, man. Again, I think he's an exceptional talent inside the ring. But yeah.
Do you have time? Because I know I said 15-minute interview.
Yeah, I'm chill. I got a couple more.
You sure?
My son clearly he's either on his phone or I don't know what he's doing right now. I'm good though.
All right. Y'all got anything else for him then? Rico, I seen you was still trying.
Forgot now.
Oh,
Wait,
okay.
actually. Yes. So we're halfway through the year, right? How many? So 12 months from now, how many fights would you realistically like to see the champ have? Because obviously there's been, well, some people say the issue of Crawford's activity in terms of once a year and that type of thing, and a reduce in activity for boxers as a whole. How many times would you like to see the champ out within the next year?
No, realistically, I would hope that we can keep the 3 fight average going for Brian. I mean, he's young; he's 24. Shit, if we could even get that up to 4, I know Brian would like that. But realistically, I think that if we can get one more before this year's over with, and then if we can keep that 3 fight average, that I think that's great for a guy that's a world champion. I think that should be damn near a requirement to where champion or high caliber guy, three fights per year would suffice. I think Canelo does what, 2 a year. Like you said about Crawford, it's like that one time, but Crawford was strategically moving to try to get things done to get him to where he's at right now. So and then the money that he's making, pretty sure he don't mind that one time per year. I know we want to see him more, but based off of the moves that he's made, the money matches up to him fighting one time a year. So, but hopefully Brian can keep that 3 year average and go from there.
Adrian, sandbag question. What's the name of your other company that you just started? The Boxing Manager Certificate?
Yes.
What's that about?
So even when we're sitting here now, we're talking about the management side or negotiating live. I'm 39 years old now. I've been in the business for 15 years. I had this conversation with Jay Prince the other day, and I was like, "Yo, outside of
Flex.
you, like name me the next, and I'm about to flex. I hope you don't mind me telling this story because I'm
I
still
mean, I've got time or what have you, but yeah.
now I still admire people, man. I'm not too jaded or whatever. I look up to Jay, um, but and I asked this question not to get him to say what he said, but I just wanted to hear from him because I think Jay Prince is the best manager in boxing and has been for quite some time. But I think Jay will be 60 this year. Not to put the OG's age out there, but I'm like, bro, who aside from you, name me like the next Jay Prince, who you know that's younger than you that can continue, like essentially carry the game and move management forward. And he kind of chuckled and he was like, shit, it's you. And I was like, oh shit. Like I never thought that he would like thinking that magnitude, but bruh, we don't have enough managers in the sport. We have a lot of great fighters, but I can't say that we have a lot of great managers. I think we can probably name the great managers on one hand, but you can go like to the NBA or the NFL, and you can name countless great agents in the sport. So what the boxing manager certificate is hoping to do is to build more managers in the sport that are adequate, that actually know what they're doing, and not. I use myself as an example. I came in at 23 years old. I just learned on the fly. That means I fucked up a lot trying to get the shit right. My course eliminates you trying to learn on the fly and get it right. So the course is just essentially teaching you what it is to be a boxing manager, and if you're going to get into the sport, you can hit the ground running by taking that course, passing the quizzes, and understanding what it is to be a boxing manager. And I think there's a lot of fans that come on your platform that argue on your platform, like, bruh, don't y'all want to get paid for this shit? Y'all do so much arguing, so much back and forth, so much strategy. Bruh, get in it. Like, let's
Yeah.
get in it, get you a fighter. And then I think y'all will see it from my standpoint to where you just can't automatically just throw your guys in fights because
My
people are
fear,
saying you should.
bro, I've had like a dozen people say manage me. My fear is signing a dude and not being able to move you, man. I'm not an asshole. I can't be, whatever version of that the internet believes Don King is. I don't want that attached to me. I don't want to be a bad guy manager like, oh, I signed a Ness and I ain't do nothing.
Hey,
He
but
didn't do
listen,
what he said. Like, I
but
don't
that's
want to
the
do that.
yeah, but that's the roll of the dice, bro. You know what I'm saying? We're
Oh, damn. I
representing
can't roll
in
the
the way.
dice with somebody's life. That's
Aren't you managing
crazy.
me?
That's it.
No,
Say it
I'm not
again.
managing you.
Uh, yeah, but
But
One,
Adrian,
just one more question. One more
whoa,
question,
whoa, whoa,
champ,
whoa, whoa, whoa,
please, if
whoa,
that's
hold up,
okay.
Rico, hold up. Remember, this was a sandbag. So, Adrian, in this course, would you be teaching me, if I'm taking this certificate, once I get a fighter to that $1.2 million, does he go back down? Because that was an outside payday, right? Like Jin Sasaki was an outside payday. People was talking about Norman's purse and how he should have took the 1.7 because he only made 170 million, 1,000. Now there's allegedly million two. You're talking about fighting 3 times a year. I know that they had the money for Shakur, who's a silver medalist, who's a super talent. So they was offering that man what, 5,000? I mean 5 million, 5-fight deal, or 3 million 5-fight deal guarantee. It was 3 million 5-fight deal, 3 million 5-fight deal guaranteed that he walked away from and went to Turkey Al Sheikh. So it sounds like the money should be there for Norman to make over $1 million per fight 3 times a year, but there's no more ESPN. So in this certificate course, do I let my fighter go back down after he made a 1.2? Like, what am I doing here?
now I know I like how you just lined that whole thing up, but that example you
Beautiful.
just brought up, that example you just brought up with Shakur, those numbers factual or did you just make that up?
Nah, that's fact. That's fact. I mean, Top Rank put that out, I guess, to make him look bad, right? They allegedly offered him 3 million guaranteed 5-fight deal. He walked away.
When you say allegedly, it's not fact no more if it's
Well, because
alleged.
I don't have the actual in front of me. I would have to do all my research. But hell yeah, we
So
talked about that in depth.
to
And
we
I'm pretty sure our guy told me that, man. Come on.
we're extremely happy with Top Rank
I wish I could
Promotions
search
and
messages here. I don't think I could search to
yeah,
see
You
we're
that.
can do that,
extremely
Nez. Just AI it.
We are extremely happy
You're right.
with Top Rank. So I don't know why people write off guys that have been in the business damn near 100 years. If y'all think Bob and his team don't already have a plan, or they didn't see last year that okay, if they don't renew, like, bro, we don't. People don't in this business, especially, they don't plan like once they cross the bridge. They know when they start the hike that damn bridge is coming up, so they have a plan before they even get there. So if anybody thinks that Top Rank is going to fall off or not have something that can make sure that their top fighters are good, then they're crazy. Like, the dude he's been on top of the game for all these decades for a reason. So looking forward to see what they announce and what platforms that things go to, whether it's ESPN again or something else. Who knows? But I know they have a plan.
Yeah, so I was right, bro. Absolutely. Shakur turned down a 5-fight deal with Top Rank, guaranteeing him $3 million per fight, totaling $15 million. This was reported July 24th, and it's numerous sources. I mean, boxing scene,
Okay, okay, okay.
ESPN, Fight Sports TV, Boxing News, Boxing 24, Forbes. I mean, everybody, yeah. But you only answer partial. You showing us that Top Rank has the money. I'm saying I'm taking this course. I got my
Allegedly.
fighter. I got my fighter
Allegedly.
this foreign country fight. I put him on another tax bracket. Something people said he wasn't on. Do I now do you go back down? Come on, Adrian. Do I go back down?
No, we're not going back. Who's going to take us back down? Like, you think our promotional company is going to be like, no, you did this, but you're not worth it anymore because of no. We ride with our guys, man. So no, we're gonna be good.
All right, all right. No, because you said 3 fights a year, and I know now the pay grade has gone up. I want to make sure Top Rank ain't gonna try to put him on a 2 fight per year thing because now they paying him
I
1.5.
mean, I think
Because again, back to the back. Oh, you got to teach us here what the course is going to teach us because like
yeah.
back to the course, like. All right, I made 1.2 in Japan. Does that mean my fighters are 1.2 or are we now 1.5?
These numbers, I get
No,
we're doing
because of the
example
value.
numbers,
It's
bro.
like how does a manager you want me to take somebody's life and not know how to guide it? Like, how do I know his value? Like, okay, hypothetically, forget these numbers.
let's
Hypothetically, he made 1.2. Is his value now 300,000 more? Am I looking for 1.5?
let's go back.
Yes.
Let's go back to the beginning. Let's go back to the beginning when Brian Norman Jr. was free agent, wasn't signed with anybody, bruh. As a manager, you have to know, okay, if you really believe in your client and you see his talent level, then you should not sign him to a lower level promotional company that's not going to be able to pay him the purses that he's looking to get paid. So, in regards to $1 million paydays, then you want to get with a promotional company that has a track record going backwards, that they're able to pay their clients or the fighters that amount of money. So if we would have took Brian Norman Jr., and I'm not gonna say any company's name, but just make up a promotional company and signed him with an unknown promotional company, and then got an opportunity like this to where we're not making big money, then yeah, that's a fault on our end as a management company because we're signing him with someone that does not have a track record going backwards that they can get him the big fights and get him the big paydays. We can name you Terrence Crawford, Manny Pacquiao, Oscar De La Hoya, Floyd Mayweather. Those guys went through the top rank regime, which means that they know how to make stars and they know that they can pay big paydays. So I haven't seen anything with that company that's showing that they're not going to be able to do that going forward. So that's why he went the top rank route. So you have to know that in the beginning before you even get started on the journey of, because once you get to that point, what you're talking about right now, and that's like being where Brian is at now. No, there is no okay. Well, he made this fight, but since this happened and you guys got to go down $500,000 what you just made. the company's too prestige, and that's too much for us to even go in that direction. It's not even a conversation. So, but that's dealing with that promotional
Mm.
company. I can't say
Does
that
Norman
for
know this? Does Norman know this? Like, does
what
it
I just.
do I tell my client like, look, once we own $1 million, we ain't going back. Like, do they know this?
Yeah, and that's something that's
Okay.
explained to them. Yeah, that's something that's explained to them. Like guys like again, guys like Ryan Garcia, even Devin Haney. Like once you get to a certain plateau and your name, it's not just about the purse that you make because you can make a purse for you can sign for $1 million one fight, but let's say you lose that fight, then unless you have that marquee name, then you can't expect to get that same million for the next fight because more than likely that next fight is either going to be a comeback fight or something to get you a win that you may not make 1.54. So you may have to settle for 750,000 after you lose a fight to try to build you back up into that $1 million plateau. So it just depends on wins and losses, and then it also depends on the demand for the fighter.
So you seen this.
Ooh,
Playing man, wild as the Taliban. Rose on my right, 50 large in my upper
Yeah,
hand.
he's
I'm a
posted that
trouble
before.
man, always a trouble man. Couple $100,000.
Did you see this?
He's posted that before.
fire.
Oh, I thought this was after the payday type of thing.
That's
No, bro,
tough.
You know, like now he know
he's
his
posted. No,
value. Now he know his value.
he's posted that
Oh,
before. So no,
that's
Brian is.
crazy. He got AI is out of control. He put his own face on it. That's
He put his
crazy.
own face. Yeah, so someone did that for him. But no, man, B is
It's
I'm
fire.
happy for him.
Yeah,
I'm
me
happy
too,
for him.
man. Me too. It's crazy. This all started from a sparring rumor, right? This all started with the Crawford sparring. Like that's
Yeah,
how you
I
got
think I
championship.
wind
believe
of
so.
it.
Yeah, he sparred Crawford and Tank also when he was a
Hank
little
Davis,
younger.
yeah.
But again, it's just sparring and then you seeing the guy's skill level. But big shout out to Carl Moretti for putting him on the radar. When I first took the job to build fighters first, Carl
Bro, that's
let Joe.
love. You've said that story now. This is your third time. That's crazy love. Like, why would a promoter tell a manager, go sign that kid when they could just sign the kid without, or is that
But that's just,
illegal?
but no, no, that's just the respect that I think Carl has, especially for Jolene. I got to
Damn.
really big up Jolene. Like even with Otto Wallen essentially like fell into our lap, based off of someone that knew him. I think his attorney, Pat English, I believe, works closely with main events. So it's like Otto could have easily just done things himself or had Pat do it, but Pat reached out to Jolene. So just Jolene's track record going backwards. Again, that matters, man. Jolene's track record going backwards
That's what I'm
just
telling
shows the
you. You
value.
talking about you got to take a chance, a gamble. No, it's the connections you got. See, she knows people. Y'all built relationships where, bro, Top Rank threw you a fighter. So yeah, you could throw that fighter back at Top
Yeah,
Rank.
but
Like
yeah, but
anybody
but but
signs a fighter with
but
no
anybody.
out, they wildin'.
But just peep me for but in regards to the course, bro, I didn't come into the business with the relationships. I was a 23-year-old college grad, just out of school, trying to figure it out, bro. So I had to learn on the fly. So the course, like, is really like carved out for people that are gonna be like the younger me, the 23-year-old Adrian, to where you don't have the connections and you're trying to you love the sport, you want to get in it, but ain't nobody opening the door for you. Like Kathy Duva had to open the door for Jolene Mazone 25 years ago. Like I didn't get a door like open for me. I had to kick in a door to try to get into the business. And luckily Jerry Belmontes, who was undefeated at the time, kind of brought me along for the ride. So people that are trying to get into the industry, man, that want to learn it, that's why the course is valuable because no one's gonna just open a door for you to bring you in and then hold your hand on how to learn the business. Like without the course, if you're trying to manage, it's going to be a long road that I would not recommend you go down. I happen to make it out this shit kind of clean, but it was a bitch. And I had to learn, like, making bad mistakes, fucking up people's career damn near in the beginning, making bad mistakes in regards to not sitting Jerry Belmontes down after he lost two in a row. It should have been like, yo, bro, let's chill for a second and get the right fights. Just kept getting the fights. So I had to learn that shit in my 20s to make me better for now. But we have that course, man. So hopefully, young guys that want to get in it, that don't have the relationships, that don't already know somebody, this is a starting point for them.
My last
Yeah,
question, so we
oh
can
my
wrap.
bad.
Oh, you got something?
Yeah, I just want to say, like, Adrian, do you think that's what's discouraging these young guys? Because boxing, it seems like it's a tight knit group. A lot of like not a lot of people in it, so it's a smaller group. Do you think that's why the young guys are like, I ain't trying to go over there because I don't know nobody.
You mean from a management standpoint or the fighters?
Yeah, from the management, because you got to have
Yeah,
relationships, right?
bro, it would be discouraging to anybody. To And I think a lot of times nowadays people just want everything like handed. It's like, give me all the tools that I need to be successful so I can be successful. And it just doesn't go that way, bro. We can give you the tools, but you have to learn how to use them, you know what I'm saying, to get to where you need to get to. So there still has to be work put in. I think the discouraging thing is that most people just really don't want to put in the work. It's just like, yo, I don't want to put in the work. I don't want to lose like money or whatever it may be. So give me the full blueprint on how to succeed in this shit without failing, and then I'll do it. But once they see like, yo, you could possibly you could possibly lose some money in this in the beginning, and your work ethic and your strategicness or whatever depends on if you get it back later on. That right there is, oh no, I don't want to do that. I ain't got the relationships too, and they just automatically be like, nah. But I came in, like I said, 15 years ago when social media wasn't really popping like that, and shit, the OGs in the sport, they definitely weren't trying to help young dude like me out. You know what I'm saying? So I had to figure this shit out, and I ain't no fucking rocket scientist. I just grind, and I believe in myself, and I love this sport that much. To I think I figured things out. So there's plenty other Adrian Clarks out there. It's just the point of who got the gumption to actually do it.
Man, I said one, but I got two to wrap it up. One, to stick to the topic. Obviously, Turkey Al-Sheikh is offering a KO bonus. My argument is that Canelo and Crawford tax brackets, they not about to. That's not. There's no. You can't incentivize them to go for a knockout and ruin their game plan and potentially get knocked out or
Right.
lose. But you had James De La Rosa. He was able to win a knockout bonus with Oscar, right? No.
No, what are you talking about?
Didn't James De La Rosa? Didn't you have him as a fighter?
Yeah, but
Didn't
there
he?
was no.
No knockout bonus in his fight on a Golden Boy fight. You sure? I mean, of
I'm
course you're sure. You
positive.
the manager.
I'm positive.
Oh, I was
Let
trying to get.
somebody.
I was hoping you had firsthand experience.
Yeah,
I remember Oscar was doing knockout bonuses back then when James De La Rosa was fighting. It's so crazy.
Yeah, yeah. No, we
Man.
didn't get no. We didn't get no knockout bonus. But honestly, I think he's saying that, and again, I can't speak for him. I'm not him. I don't know anything about him aside from what we've all read. But this is more so for the younger generation, the new generation. Everything that they're doing, like, is for the younger generation. They just happen to have a huge bankroll, so you can have the marquee names that these young kids look up to now. But everything that they're talking about is gonna be, for the guys that are. One name that really sticks out is like Troy Nash. I think he's gonna be one of the next like great fighters in the
Bro,
sport.
he's literally
And
fighting
putting
right
so
on a
now.
master class right now. I'm being told he's fighting
yeah,
Yeah,
right
so it's
now
like
in
boxing.
Riyadh.
Yeah.
yeah, they're talking to the guys that the 5-0s, the 3-0s, the young guys in the industry, and trying to get them to understand that this is they want to see action. They don't want to see the cat and mouse thing. And then for the bonuses, that's more so to intrigue the younger guys. Like, yeah, like you said, Canelo and Terrence, but they're not going to throw off a game plan to win a fight to just base it off of a knockout. So I mean, respect to everything they're doing over there, but it's for the younger guys.
So the last one, question kind of statement. Not sure for you and Jolene how much those sparring sessions mattered in making the ultimate decision of signing Brian Norman Jr. But hoping that it did make the world of difference. I keep telling you about Price Sparrow. Norman got his start for sparring Crawford. Bruh, Sparrow sparred Norman. Sparrow just got a debut. He fought like a dude with 9 fights, 7 straight wins, about to fight again, July 5th in Shreveport. You need to have a conversation with his father, man. Hit him up.
Jolene has a relationship with his father, and like it's something I had to explain to um, a younger guy, younger intern, not our intern, but a younger intern in the sport. It's like, bruh, like everything in due time, man. Like just because you bring something up or bring something to someone, it doesn't mean that the snap of a finger is gonna happen right then and there. Everything in due time, fam. So we're looking to, of course, grow the company, and we got to get younger, and we're gonna get younger. So any young talent out there, from a Price Sparrow to a Troy Nash, guys that don't have representation, um, Kumar Prescott out of the Bay, out in Oakland. Like, his dad and I have had conversation. I've had conversation with the fighters. Just, everything in due time, man. There's no need to rush. And if you feel the need to rush, then, have at it in another direction, respectfully. But there's no need to rush, bro. Like, I think we're the best, or one of the best management companies in the business, and the wealth of knowledge and the relationships that we have kind of put us on the forefront. So I feel like in due time, bro. If it's not, I'm not gonna say if it's meant to be, if there's interest from the Sparrow camp or any other camp out there from a young fighter, and it makes sense, then that's what we're going to do. Shout out to my man Dominic Francis. I'm going to see him on Wednesday in West Palm Beach. We just signed him. He's 16-0. I think he's going to be something special at the 30 division, but things take time, man.
Man.
Can I
All
one
right.
more?
Oh, you back?
Yeah. My final question, champ. And thank you
Final
so
to
much,
the
obviously,
10th
for your
power
time.
now.
I promise the last one. Do you believe, right, that only active top 15 fighters should be allowed voluntary opportunities at world titles?
Give me an example. What do you mean? I'm hearing the
Like you
question,
gotta
Manny
but
be
I
you gotta be
Pacquiao-Barrios.
you gotta be ranked in the top 15, to get a
So,
uh,
voluntary
so
shot.
no, I
mhm.
mean, guys like like you about to bring up Pacquiao. It's like Pacquiao is boxing royalty, and
And they
he's probably,
inserted him anyway, Adrian. He wasn't in the rankings and they
of
gave him the
of
ranking he
course.
needed.
But I
But do
mean,
you
how
believe
much
that
how much
it's right?
do I believe that it's right? No, but like politics is real, and Manny Pacquiao has made more money for the WBC than probably a lot of people. So therefore, I'm pretty sure, like when Ness talked about relationships, the relationships and the money that I've made y'all, plus the money that I've paid y'all, nah,
That's
y'all gonna put me in
exactly
this.
how I framed it. It's like also from a friendship standpoint, if I call Mauricio as a fighter that with the status of packing, I'm like, bro, I need a fight. Like, we don't know what financials like. I need a fight. You my mans. Put me the
Yeah,
fuck on, man. That's how I'm looking
yeah,
at it. So hey,
yeah, yeah. No, that's
So you
that's
so
that's
you
real.
believe so you believe that past achievements should overshadow active fighters within the rankings?
I don't believe it should overshadow it, but a guy like Manny Pacquiao or a guy like Floyd Mayweather, like those two guys and what they've done for the sport. If Floyd came back and he goes to holler at the IBF president, it's like, yo, rank me, rank me number one. I'm trying to make a move or whatever. It's a business, and like feelings aside, like business wise, the IBF or any of the sanctions are gonna look at it like shit. It's Floyd Mayweather. We know that we're gonna generate, and our belt and our brand is gonna be all over it. It's not right to catapult them, but at the same time, bro, business and relationships, politics, it
So your
supersedes a
answer is
lot
yes.
in so many ways.
Adrian, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for
You're a good
joining
man. Thank you
us.
so much.
If you want to give out any social media, now is the time, and also where we can find the boxing manager certificate course.
The Boss Manager Certificate course is available on teachable.com. There's a lot of millions of great courses on there, but definitely look into that course if you are interested in getting to the business, and then reach out to the Fighters First Management website or IG page, because we are attempting or beginning to get into the stage of pushing more internships in the fall. Um, you ain't got to reach out to me on social media. I'm probably not going to respond anyway. So focus on Brian Norman Jr. because What's coming from him is going to be monumental moving forward. But big shout out to Ness and his people, man. Love Ness, been my dude for years, man. So much respect to you.
Appreciate you, champ. Thank you for joining us.
All right, bro.
All right.
Much love,
There
champ.
you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Adrian Clark.